Stop. Don't move. Don't reach for your phone. Don't turn this off. Because right now, in this exact second, something is happening inside you that you cannot stop, even if you wanted to. Your nervous system is already responding to my voice. Your breathing has already changed, and somewhere underneath the surface of your thinking mind, a door that has been locked for years just felt the first turn of its key. You will not be the same person tomorrow morning that you are right now. That is not a promise. That is a fact you are about to prove to yourself. Do you feel how different this exact moment is from every other moment you have lived until today? Right now, as these words reach your ears, something is happening inside you that can no longer be stopped. Your neural pathways, like the finest threads, are beginning to reweave themselves into a brand new network. Your unconscious mind, like an ancient keeper of secrets, is slowly easing open doors that have stayed locked for years. And the truly astonishing part is that you already sense on some instinctive level exactly why you are here. It is not an accident that your attention was pulled to this video today of all days. Not yesterday, not some distant point in your past, but today. Because your real transformation begins tonight. But before we step into this deep journey into your inner world together, I want you to do just one thing. Type this sentence in the comments. Starting tonight, I choose a new path. Nothing else, just those words. You might wonder why this is necessary. Because when you openly declare your intention, something like alchemy happens inside your soul. Your unconscious mind treats it as an unbreakable contract. It is an agreement you make with yourself in front of everyone who will read that sentence. It is no longer a fleeting thought drifting off into the clouds. It becomes a concrete act that marks a beginning. Researchers who study the human mind have discovered that people who openly state their intentions are far more likely to reach their goals. This is not because of fear of judgment or social pressure. It happens because stating something out loud drops a solid anchor into reality. Write it right now. Starting tonight, I choose a new path. And now, please like this video. Not in some mechanical, absent way. Do it with real intention behind it. Because every like you leave becomes a signal that helps this video reach someone else sitting in complete darkness right now, desperately searching for a way out. Somewhere out there, at this very moment, someone is in unbearable pain. Someone has grown exhausted from a battle that never seems to end. Someone is standing right at the edge of giving up, and your small gesture could be the bridge that connects them to this exact moment of transformation. You are not just pressing a button. You may be reaching out a hand to someone whose face you will never see, but whose life you are about to change forever. Do it now. Good. Now the most important part begins. For just a brief moment, close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body, how it rests against the surface beneath you with your whole awareness. Notice how your lungs fill as you breathe in and how they quietly empty as you breathe out. This is the only moment that is real, not the shadows of yesterday, not the ghosts of tomorrow, only right now. And it is in this single, unrepeatable moment that you are making the decisions that will change everything. Do you know what separates the people who live their biggest dreams from those forced to live a life woven from their own fears? It is not a rare talent, powerful connections, or blind luck. It is their inner architecture, the way their unconscious mind has been built. The renowned analytical psychologist Carl Jung once said that until we make the unconscious conscious, it will direct our lives and we will call it fate. Picture two different houses. One is built on shifting sand. With the smallest gust of wind, it sways dangerously. After every rainstorm, its foundation sinks just a little deeper. The people who live in that house exist in constant fear that everything could collapse at any moment. The second house stands on solid rock, a deep, unshakable foundation, powerful supports. Storms rage and pass, but the house does not even tremble. The people who live there exist in absolute peace and confidence. Your unconscious mind is exactly that foundation, and if that foundation has been built on the sand of fear, on doubts like, I am not good enough, success isn't meant for someone like me, I don't deserve this, then it does not matter how much effort you pour in above ground. Everything will keep shaking. Everything will keep collapsing again and again. But tonight, we are laying an entirely new foundation. Thread by thread, belief by belief, program by program. And once this foundation is complete, everything will change, without exception. Not because the outside world suddenly becomes kinder or easier, but because you will have become unshakable. Listen to me very carefully. Right now, as you hear my voice, that ancient mechanism inside your nervous system, the one that filters what matters to you and what does not, is fully active. It works like a radar constantly scanning the reality around you. And here is the astonishing part. It searches for whatever you believe with your whole heart. If you believe the world is dangerous, it will find 1,000 events to prove you right. If you believe opportunities don't exist for you, it will make you blind to every door that opens in front of you. If you believe you are not good enough, it will only ever show you the moments that confirm that exact thought. Your unconscious mind never argues with you. It simply obeys, without condition. It accepts every command you repeat often enough and with enough emotional intensity. This is exactly where the real power lies. If your unconscious mind can be programmed for failure, it can just as easily be reprogrammed for success, for confidence, for inner strength, and for anything else you choose. As Carl Jung's deep body of work revealed, the images and beliefs living inside a person's inner world have the power to shape the outer world around them. For your nervous system, there is no difference between physically performing an action and vividly imagining yourself performing it. The neural pathways are built the exact same way in both cases. This means that without even getting out of bed, just by repeating the right images, the right words, and the right feelings before you fall asleep, you can become the true master of your own life. We begin this tonight. Not when the mood feels right, not when the stars align, but today. Because every night you skip is a day you steal from your own future. Imagine yourself working consistently, without interruption, inside your unconscious mind for 90 nights straight. Who will you become? How will you speak? How will you walk? What kinds of decisions will you make? Which fears will dissolve completely? Which breathtaking opportunities will you suddenly start to notice? Just pause here for a moment. Release all the tension sitting in your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let the thoughts in your mind settle the way dust settles after a storm finally lifts. Right here, right now, you are completely safe. You don't have to rush anywhere. No one expects anything from you. Tonight, your only job is to listen and to receive. Most personal development methods fail, unfortunately. Do you know why? Because people try to change themselves through sheer willpower alone. They grit their teeth, they strain, they force themselves to become someone else with everything they have. That is like standing on the riverbank, waving your arms, trying to change the direction the water flows. The river flows from its own source, and your source is exactly your unconscious mind. Change the source, and everything around you shifts on its own. Your tone of voice, your posture, the way you look at people, your entire energy. People will start to feel something different in your presence. They won't be able to explain exactly what it is, but they will say you've changed, and they will be completely right. You will have changed on a cellular level. We know through the active imagination process Carl Jung described that the mind can heal even our deepest wounds through the sheer power of the unconscious. The mind is a pharmacy strong enough to lift even a broken body back up just by feeling, cell by cell, that healing is happening. If your unconscious mind can heal a wound in your body, imagine what it can do for your fears, your insecurities, that feeling of not being enough. Think about that for a second. All of this is, in truth, nothing but old, outdated programming written by other people. A system installed by parents who never knew their own worth, constantly comparing you to others. That outside voice forever dictating that you must prove your value. But every program can be rewritten. Tonight, you begin writing a brand new one. The program of someone who is fully aware of their own inner worth, who takes action despite their fear, who is the master of their own destiny, a true leader. The first step is not simply a wish, it is a firm and unshakable decision. The moment you tell yourself, okay, starting tonight, I am changing, and nothing will stop this process, the entire universe begins aligning itself to support you. This is not some mystical legend. This is pure neurobiology. Your determination changes the chemistry of your body, your perception, and your actions, and the world responds to that instantly. Right now, make this decision, not half-heartedly, but with your entire being. Feel how this decision travels down from your mind into your chest, from there into your stomach, and into every single cell of your body, without exception. I am deciding to change my life. Starting tonight, I am programming my unconscious mind for success, for confidence, and for strength. I will not give up. I will not stop. I will walk this path all the way to the end because I deserve a better life, because my time has come, because I am choosing myself. Feel how these words echo somewhere deep inside you. That part of you answering back is your true essence, the deep part of you that has always known exactly what you are capable of, patiently waiting for you to finally listen. It never went anywhere. It was always there. And right now it is saying, yes, the time has finally come. Now let's talk about exactly how nighttime programming works. Why specifically before sleep? Because right before you drift off, your nervous system enters alpha and theta states. This is the moment when the constant critical barriers of your conscious mind fall away. Your unconscious mind opens up like a delicate flower turning toward the sun. During the day, your conscious mind filters everything constantly. It says, this is impossible. It says, this isn't realistic. It says, who do you think you are to achieve this? It protects you from change because your nervous system loves stagnation, even if that stagnation means your potential is slowly rotting away. But right before sleep, that vigilant guard finally drifts off, and you can plant any idea directly into the very heart of your unconscious mind without any resistance, without any doubt. It is a direct upload straight into your mind's operating system. This is exactly why everyone, from ancient sages to modern scientists, says the same thing. Your final thoughts before sleep determine the quality of tomorrow. Think for a moment about what you usually fall asleep thinking about. You replay old arguments in your head. You wrestle with financial worries. You scroll endlessly, filling your mind with other people's lives. And then, in the morning, you wonder, why don't I have any energy? Why don't I feel like doing anything? Why does my day always start this heavy? Starting tonight, all of that changes. That final hour before sleep becomes your sacred time. No screens, no noise from the outside world, no possible conflicts. Just you, silence, and the conscious work you will do with your unconscious mind. Here is your new evening ritual. Memorize this well. Practice it every single night without exception, because the true currency of transformation is consistency. Step 1. Cleansing. Sit comfortably or lie down. Close your eyes. Imagine all the tension, all the stress, and all the anxiety of the day flowing off of you like water. Picture a dark current sinking down into the deep earth. With every exhale, you grow lighter and lighter. Keep doing this until you feel a complete stillness inside. Step 2. Gratitude. Name 3 things you are sincerely grateful for today. It doesn't matter how small they are. A warm bed, a meal on the table, the chance to change your life. Gratitude is the bridge between who you are right now and the person you are becoming. Step 3. The declaration of intention. Say these words out loud or silently to yourself. Tonight, my unconscious mind is accepting new commands. I am open to transformation. I am ready to release my old self and become the person I was born to be. You are now fully ready. Your unconscious mind is set to receive, and every word you hear from this point forward will sink deeper than you could ever imagine. Don't try to analyze it. Don't try to memorize it. Let the words flow through you. Trust the process. Imagine that inside your mind there is a massive library. Countless shelves hold millions of books. Every book is one of your beliefs, your memories, your patterns of behavior. Some of these books you chose yourself, but most of them were quietly handed to you by other people, and you never even noticed. You placed them on the shelf simply because that's what everyone else seemed to do. There is a book there called I Am Not Good Enough. This is a book written and passed down to you by people who never knew their own worth. There is another book called Money is the Root of All Evil, carried forward for generations through a mindset of scarcity. And every single day you read these books, completely unaware. They dictate your decisions, your limits, and your fears. Tonight, we begin a massive spring cleaning of this library. Imagine we have placed a giant fireplace right in the center of the room. Can you see the flames dancing? Walk up to the shelf. Take that book, the book that says, I can't. Throw it into the fire. Watch it turn to ash. Take another book. This is too hard for me. Straight into the fire. I don't deserve success. Let it crumble into ash. What will people think of me? People will judge me. That one goes into the fire too. Do you feel how much lighter you are? Do you notice how much space has just opened up? Wonderful. Because now we are going to fill those shelves completely with brand new books. Books that are entirely your own conscious choice. The first new book. I am the creator of my own reality. Open it. Read the first page. I am not a victim of circumstance. I am not a product of my past. Every decision I make creates my future. Every thought I have is a seed, and I choose to plant only seeds of strength, love, and abundance. Place this book somewhere you will see it most. The second book. My fear is my compass for growth. Crack it open. Everything I am afraid of stands right on the other side of my comfort zone. And every time I take action, despite my fear, I expand the boundaries of my own power. Fear is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that I am on the right path. Place it next to the first book. The third book. I deserve love and success. Its pages are glowing. My worth is not tied to what I achieve. I am worthy simply because I exist. And the more fully I accept this, the more the world reflects that acceptance back to me. Abundance is my natural state. Treat this book carefully. It is sacred. The fourth book. Consistency defeats talent. You read it. I do not wait for inspiration. I create that spark by taking action. Every small step compounds. Every day lived with intention brings me closer to my dream. I do not give up because giving up is not an option for someone who knows their goal. This book will become your sturdiest foundation. The fifth book, My Body is My Temple. Inside it says, I respect my body. I nourish it with clean food, movement, and rest. Every cell of mine works in harmony. I am young. I am strong. I am full of energy. I become healthier with every passing day. Place it beside the others. Now look at this new library of yours. Do you feel the difference? This is no longer a place where other people's opinions are stored. This is the temple of your own power. And every single night, without exception, you will come back here. You will reread these books, add new chapters, and you will no longer be a character in someone else's story. You will be the author of your own. Your breathing is slowing down. Your body is growing heavier. This is very good. It means your unconscious mind is accepting all of this. Do not resist this feeling. Let yourself sink deeper and deeper with every word, with every breath. You are safe. You are protected. You are home. Now we will go even deeper, into the center where your automatic reactions are hidden, where the decisions about who you'll be tomorrow, next week, next year, are quietly being made, into the very core where your fate is born. Most people live on autopilot. They don't choose their reactions. Their reactions choose them. Someone says something annoying, and they take it personally, automatically. An opportunity appears, and they doubt it, automatically. Something important needs to get done, and they postpone it, automatically. This is not a personality trait. These are simply neural pathways carved open through
years and years of repetition. Think of your nervous system as a forest. Every thought, every action is a step taken through that forest. The first time, you push through thick underbrush, tangled in branches. It's hard, it's unfamiliar. But the next day, a faint trail appears there. By the third day, the trail becomes clearer. A month later, it's already a well-worn path. A year later, it has become a wide highway you run down without even thinking. That is exactly what a habit is. It is a neural highway. The problem is, most of your highways lead somewhere you never actually wanted to go. There is a massive road called fear of public speaking. There is a freeway called I am not good enough. There is a fast lane called I'll start tomorrow. And every single day, you keep running down these same roads because your nervous system always chooses the most traveled path. It's energy efficient, it's fast, even if that road leads straight into a swamp. But tonight, we begin building new roads. The roads of a winner. The roads of someone who controls their reactions instead of bowing to them. What's surprising is that your nervous system doesn't actually care which roads it builds. It doesn't matter to it whether they lead to success or to defeat. It simply creates whatever you repeat. Science calls this neuroplasticity, the ability of your nervous system to reshape itself at any age. The belief that everything becomes fixed after a certain age is a complete lie. Your mind continues to take shape right up until the final second before your last breath. You can be an insecure person at 60 years old and become the living embodiment of strength within 6 months. Everything depends on what you choose to repeat. In the minds of wise people who focus on compassion and inner calm, these centers develop to an extraordinary degree. This is not genetic luck or a gift you were born with. It is the result of countless repetitions. And you can do exactly the same thing with confidence, with determination, with discipline, with self-love. Every single quality you wish you had is already lying inside you as a potential. You simply haven't fired those neurons often enough yet. They are waiting for you, somewhere in that distant corner of the forest, hidden behind the thickets. Walk there every single day, and in a month, a path will open. In 3 months, it becomes a highway. After 6 months, it becomes your new identity. Let's begin building that first road right now. The road of I am worthy. Don't rush. Pour real Ling into every single word. Imagine you already are that person, already living inside that reality. I deserve success. I deserve love. I deserve respect, not because I have accomplished something, but simply because I exist. My worth is non-negotiable. It is absolute. It is beyond any kind of doubt. One more time, slower, feeling the truth of these words in your heart. I deserve success. I deserve love. I deserve respect, not because I have accomplished something, but simply because I exist. My worth is non-negotiable. It is absolute. It is beyond any kind of doubt. What do you feel? A slight resistance? That is completely normal. The old program is trying to defend itself. It's telling you, no, this isn't who you are. You need to earn this first. Don't listen to it. That program is already outdated. It was written by someone who never knew their own worth, by people who always expected perfection from you, who compared you to others, who told you that you had to earn the right to be happy. But the truth is, you have been worthy from the very moment you were born. There is nothing left to prove. There is nothing left to win. Your worth is as natural a fact as the law of gravity, and the faster you accept this, the faster life begins reflecting it back to you. Now the second road. I take action despite fear. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is a signal. It is telling you, growth is here. Your evolution is happening exactly at this point. Every time you feel afraid, you are actually standing at the edge of a transformation. The only question is whether you step off that edge or not. Fear is my compass. It shows me exactly where my next version is waiting. I do not wait for fear to disappear. I act while it is still here. Every step I take despite my fear makes me stronger. I am not brave because I feel no fear. I am brave because I take that step anyway, even while afraid. One more time, with everything you have. Imagine standing directly in front of the very thing you fear and saying it straight to its face. Fear is my compass. It shows me exactly where my next version is waiting. I do not wait for fear to disappear. I act while it is still here. Every step I take despite my fear makes me stronger. I am not brave because I feel no fear. I am brave because I take that step anyway, even while afraid. Do you know what happens in your brain when you take action despite your fear? The primitive region responsible for fear actually shrinks. While it physically contracts, the higher region responsible for decision-making and control grows larger. This means you are biologically rebuilding your nervous system. The third road. I choose discipline. Listen to me very carefully. Motivation is a massive lie, a beautiful but deceiving one. Motivation comes and goes. It depends on your mood, on the weather, on outside circumstances. Discipline, on the other hand, is the only currency that always works. Successful people are not more motivated than you. They also have days where they don't want to get out of bed, where everything feels pointless, where they want to drop everything and run away. The difference between them and everyone else is that they get up and do it anyway, even when the motivation never comes from inside. This isn't some heroic legend. It is simply a habit, a neural highway. I do not wait for motivation. I create results. The promise I make to myself is law. If I say I will wake up at 6 in the morning, I wake up. If I say I will do 100 push-ups, I do them. My emotions do not dictate my actions. My decisions determine my actions. Feel the power of these words once more. Feel how they transform you from a fragile reed bending in every wind of emotion into the unbendable steel core of an iron will. I do not wait for motivation. I create results. The promise I make to myself is law. If I say I will wake up at 6 in the morning, I wake up. If I say I will do 100 push-ups, I do them. My emotions do not dictate my actions. My decisions determine my actions. Comment Hilton. I am the architect of my own awakening right now. Type those exact words below, the number and the phrase together, because right now, in this very moment, you are choosing the architecture of who you become tomorrow. Let's pause here for 1 second. Take a deep breath. Feel your body. You have already changed. You may not fully realize it yet, but the process has already begun. Every repetition of these words is a signal sent straight to your unconscious mind. You are saying, "Build a new road here," and your unconscious mind is obeying. It doesn't argue. It simply does what you command through repetition. Now let's talk a little about imagination. Understand that visualizing is not just a spiritual practice. It is a scientifically proven, precise instruction for your nervous system. When you picture the outcome you desire vividly and in enough detail, the exact same regions of your brain fire as if you were actually performing that action. We're about to take a journey toward who you'll be 6 months from now. This is not just a fantasy. It will be the concrete form of the person you are becoming. Close your eyes. Travel to a morning 6 months from now. What expression is on your face? You see a calmness, a confidence. Watch how easily you rise from bed, not because you have to, but because you feel a genuine desire to embrace the new day. You walk up to the mirror. Who is looking back at you? Someone deeply aware of their own worth. Someone with fire in their eyes. Someone walking confidently toward their goal, unconcerned with what others think. Look into those eyes. that is you, your most authentic self. How are you dressed? How do you move? With an inner dignity, with unshakable strength. Your shoulders are straight, your head held high. Every movement says, I am the master of this life. Feel this powerful energy. This is not arrogance. It is that deep, quiet, unshakable knowing that you can handle whatever challenge comes your way. You step out of the house. How are you walking? Buried in your phone, rushing, or calmly and attentively taking in the world around you? People on the street feel your presence, not because you're loud, but because you carry that inner pull that naturally draws attention. Even if they can't quite explain it, they say, there's something different about this person. You're at work or doing your own thing. How are you making decisions? Quick, clear, confident, free of agonizing doubt? Even if you make a mistake, you know it's simply information needed to correct your course. It is not a tragedy, not a disaster, just valuable data. Let's say someone tries to criticize you. How do you respond? You don't get defensive. You don't counterattack. You listen calmly. You take what's genuinely useful, and you completely let go of the poison that comes from someone else's inner pain. Other people's opinions do not define your reality. You are the center of your own universe, the captain of your own ship. The day comes to an end, you head home. You feel a sweet kind of tired, but it's the tiredness of a winner who gave their absolute best, who put everything on the table. Not a draining exhaustion. You did everything you planned. You kept the promise you made to yourself. You lived today not as a slave to circumstance, but as a fully empowered master of it. You lie down in bed. With what thoughts? With gratitude, with excitement for the day ahead, with deep satisfaction in who you have become. Because your conscience is clear, you fall asleep quickly. You did your best, and that is more than enough. This is your target. If you follow this path every single night for 6 months without ever skipping it, this is exactly who you'll become. Just 6 months, and you won't even recognize yourself. But there is one essential condition. You must believe in this vision before it becomes your reality. Don't wait for proof. Don't search for confirmation. Just believe. Belief is not blind hope. It is the decision to act with the awareness that your desired outcome is already guaranteed. This state holds no magic of its own. You are simply weaving your mind toward this goal, thread by thread, and your unconscious mind is doing everything in its power to get you there. It is guiding you down the right paths, whispering the right decisions, transforming your body language and your energy. You can achieve this in every area of your life. In your confidence, your relationships, your finances, your career, your health. Choose your target. Visualize it every single night. Feel it down to the finest fiber of your soul. Act as though it is already yours, and watch how your reality begins shifting in your favor. Your breathing is becoming even more regular, so much calmer. Your body is completely relaxed, your mind clear yet deeply at peace. You are in the most perfect state to accept new programs. Just listen. Let these words sink as deep as they can go. Don't resist, don't analyze, just receive. Tonight's final ritual is the morning awakening. How you wake up determines your entire day. Most people open their eyes and immediately reach for their phone. This is a massive mistake. By doing this, you hand over your most precious energy to other people's agendas, other people's news, other people's reality. The first 15 minutes after waking are sacred time for programming yourself. Here is what you'll do. The moment you wake up, even before you get out of bed, you will repeat these key programs 3 times. I deserve success, love, and respect. Fear is my compass for growth. I choose discipline over motivation. Repeat each sentence out loud 3 times if you can. Your own voice multiplies the effect of the programming. Then get up, drink water, take 3 deep breaths, and say out loud, "Today I am living as the best version of myself." All of this won't take more than 3 minutes. But these 3 minutes will determine who you are for the remaining 23 hours and 57 minutes. Do this every single morning without exception. Never forget it. Never skip it. Are you ready every single morning to actually walk this path? Because this doesn't ask for half of your commitment, half your time, half your belief. It asks for all of it. In return, you will gain a new life, a new identity, a new reality. This is a fair exchange, and the choice is entirely yours. You are now sinking even deeper into the place where the deepest beliefs of your unconscious mind quietly reside. Beliefs so softly spoken you can barely hear their whisper. Yet, they are exactly what determines how much money you allow yourself to make, what kinds of relationships you believe are possible, how boldly you allow yourself to dream. These are called limiting beliefs. They function like an invisible ceiling. No matter how high you jump, you keep hitting that same ceiling. And the most insidious part is that you can't even see it. You just think, this is my limit. This is as far as I can go. When in reality, this is nothing more than software installed in your brain by someone else, a very long time ago. As you lie here listening, let's find these ceilings right now. Somewhere deep down, thoughts might surface like, I can never earn more than this. I don't deserve love. Success isn't meant for people like me. These are your limiting beliefs. No matter how illogical they seem on the surface, to your unconscious mind, they are absolute truth. And as long as they exist there, you will keep sabotaging yourself over and over again. You'll get a promotion and find a way to lose it a month later. You'll meet a good person and invent some excuse to run away from them. You'll start an important project and abandon it halfway through. But tonight, those invisible ceilings are shattering forever. We won't fight them. Fighting is useless. We will replace them with beliefs so powerful that the old ones will melt away like shadows under a bright light. The first new belief: my worth is not tied to my achievements. Listen closely. Earning $1 million doesn't make you worthy. Finding a partner doesn't increase your worth. Receiving approval doesn't make you significant. You are already worthy right now, in this body, with this story, with these scars and these victories. Most people live trapped inside the same illusion. I'll be worthy when I get there. I'll deserve to be loved once I lose the weight. I'll earn respect once I'm rich. I'll deserve happiness once I succeed. This is a trap because that moment called "when I get there" never actually arrives. You reach the goal, and a new one instantly appears, and you feel inadequate all over again. You feel like you need to prove something all over again. But the truth is the exact opposite. The moment you recognize your own worth right now, success comes naturally, because you're no longer chasing it to fill some emptiness inside you. You create it from a place of wholeness instead. You're not running from pain, you're walking toward joy. The difference is immense. With every breath you take, this truth sinks a little deeper. I am worthy simply because I exist. My worth is something I was born with, a grace I never had to earn. I am not trying to prove it. I accept it, and from this moment forward, everything I create grows out of this acceptance. Let every cell of yours hear this. Let every neuron record it. My worth is unconditional. It is beyond question. It has always been here. The second belief: money is energy, and it flows to me freely. You might carry strange beliefs about money. Maybe you've heard things like, rich people are bad, or someone who values spirituality can't be wealthy. All of these are mental viruses passed down through generations of scarcity thinking. The truth is, money is completely neutral. It is only a tool. A knife can cut bread, and it can also cause harm. Everything depends on who is holding it. Money in the hands of a good person does good things. Money in the hands of a bad person brings disaster. The problem has never been the money. The problem is the person. And you are a good person. Imagine how much good you could do with abundant wealth. Supporting your family without stress, helping your friends, backing important projects, traveling, expanding your awareness. Your wealth is a blessing to this world. It is not selfishness or greed. It is a gift. Money is the energy of abundance. I am open to this energy. The more I receive, the more I can give. My wealth serves the world. I deserve financial abundance. Do you feel how those old blockages are starting to melt? That hard thing sitting in your chest, softening? This is your unconscious mind releasing those old programs of scarcity. The third belief: I deserve deep love. Not a love you constantly have to prove you deserve to keep. Not a love where you tiptoe around, afraid of making a mistake, but a deep, unconditional love where you can be yourself without masks, where someone truly sees you and accepts you exactly as you are. Maybe someone once told you love has to be earned. Maybe you were abandoned and concluded that you must not be good enough. Maybe you witnessed toxic relationships and decided love always hurts. All of that is a lie. Other people's experiences, other people's conclusions, other people's fears. Here is your truth. You deserve a love that nourishes rather than consumes, that inspires rather than restricts, that sees the light inside you and reflects it back even brighter. And this love will arrive once you give it to yourself first. I deserve deep and genuine love. I attract relationships that nourish my soul. I am not searching for someone to fill the emptiness inside me. I am a whole, complete person inviting another whole person into my life. With every exhale, this program roots itself deeper. You are not a half searching for another half. You are a whole inviting another whole. The fourth belief. My success is not a threat to others. Isn't it strange that so many people fear success more than they fear failure? Why? Because somewhere in their unconscious mind they carry a worry. If I succeed, my friends will turn their backs. My family will grow jealous. I'll end up alone. Listen to this truth. Real friends celebrate your rise. If people turn away from you as you grow, they were never truly your people to begin with. They were simply companions from your old reality. Your new reality will attract new people, far better people, your true tribe. And there's more. Your success inspires others. When people see what you're capable of, they think, maybe I can do it too. You become living proof that the impossible is possible. As you shine brighter, you're not stealing anyone else's light. You're showing them the way. My success is a blessing to everyone around me. I am not afraid to shine. The brighter I burn, the more I help others find their own light. I give myself permission to grow without guilt. Feel how liberating this is, how that weight of guilt for being happy lifts right off your shoulders. You have the right to be happy. You have the right to grow. You have the right to shine. The fifth belief. Failure is not an ending. It is only data. Do you know why children learn so fast? Because when they're learning to walk, they fall thousands of times. And not once do they say, "Okay, walking isn't for me. I guess I'm just not capable." They simply get back up and try again. So when did that change? Adults taught us to fear mistakes in school. A wrong answer got marked in red ink. A bad grade became shame. At work, a mistake became a warning, a risk of being fired. In relationships, a mistake became the end, and you started fearing trying altogether, because if you tried and failed, it would prove you weren't good enough. But successful people see this completely differently. 10,000 attempts were made before the light bulb was invented. When asked how he didn't give up after so many failures, the answer given was, "Those weren't failures. Those were 10,000 different ways that simply didn't work." Can you see the difference? A mistake is only information. I am not afraid of making mistakes. Every failure brings me one step closer to success. I learn quickly, I adapt, and I keep moving forward. My path is not a straight line. It is an upward spiral, and with every loop, I climb a little higher. Your breathing is growing even deeper, even calmer. This is a sign that your unconscious mind is absorbing every word. There is nothing you need to do. Just let the process unfold on its own. The sixth belief. My body is a miracle I respect. Have you ever stopped to think about what's happening inside your body right now? Your heart beats without you ever commanding it to. Your lungs breathe. Your cells regenerate. Your immune system fights off threats. Trillions of processes are happening all at once. This is not an ordinary organism. This is a magnificent symphony. Yet most people treat their bodies like an enemy. My body isn't beautiful enough. My body lets me down. My body isn't like everyone else's, they say. And the body hears this. Every single cell absorbs the thoughts directed at it, and when you hate it, it begins to give up too. But what if instead you started thanking it? Thanking your legs for carrying you, your hands for creating things, your eyes for letting you witness beauty. Gratitude heals at a cellular level. It has been scientifically shown that people who feel grateful toward their bodies are healthier, younger, and more energetic. My body is the temple of my soul. I look at it with love. I nourish it with clean food, movement, and rest. Every cell of mine works for my well-being. I am grateful for this miracle. Right now, as these words echo through you, imagine your body filling with a warm, golden light of gratitude, flowing through your veins, through your arteries, reaching every single cell, and every cell answering back, "Thank you. We heard you. We are working for you." The seventh belief: I have the right to set boundaries. This is a massive struggle for many of us. You're afraid to say no because you're afraid of hurting someone, afraid of being seen as selfish, afraid of losing love, and as a result, you end up living someone else's life. Listen, setting boundaries is not cruelty. Setting boundaries is self-love. When you say no to the things that drain you, you are saying yes to the things that nourish you. When you protect your time, you are protecting your dream. People who respect you will also respect your boundaries. Those who don't were never deserving of your time in the first place. I have the right to say no. My boundaries are sacred. I protect my time, my energy, and my space. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect. I attract people into my life who respect my boundaries. Do you feel the power inside these words? Even as you lie here, do you notice how your spine straightens just slightly? This is your inner power awakening. Comment 444. My boundaries are sacred, and I protect them without guilt right now. Write that exact phrase below because deep stillness recognizes truth best when it's spoken into the world. The eighth belief: the universe is on my side. Maybe you've felt like the world is against you, like something always goes wrong every time you try to rise. This is not a trap set against you. This is a test. The universe is not working against you. It is working for you. It is simply testing how ready you really are. Every obstacle asks you a single question: how badly do you want this? Every delay is time given to prepare you better. Every failure redirects you toward a better path. If you choose to see things this way, every experience you live through becomes a blessing. The universe supports my dreams. Every obstacle makes me stronger. Every delay is preparing me for something greater. I trust the process. I know everything is working in my favor. This isn't blind optimism. This is the choice to see opportunity in every situation. And when you see things this way, you find a path where others only saw a wall. The ninth belief: I choose growth over comfort. Comfort is a trap, a beautiful, warm, but ultimately fatal trap. Every time you choose comfort, a year from now, you'll be in the exact same place. 10 years from now, still the same place, just older, with far heavier regrets stacked up behind you. Growth is uncomfortable. It demands effort. It intimidates you. But it is the only road to the life you actually want. And here is the real secret. After a while, the discomfort that comes with growth becomes your new comfort zone. You begin getting pleasure not from avoiding obstacles, but from who you become in the process of overcoming them. I choose growth even when it scares me. My comfort zone expands every single day. What frightened me yesterday is normal to me today. What seems impossible today will be my habit tomorrow. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, looking back and seeing the path you walked, those moments you were afraid but kept moving forward anyway. All those decisions where giving up would have been easier, but you stayed the course. And you understand that it is exactly these moments that shape who you are right now. The 10th belief: I finish what I start. How many projects have you started and left unfinished up until today? How many promises have you made to yourself and never kept? Every single time you leave something half done, you send your unconscious mind a message. My word means nothing. And your unconscious mind stops taking your plans seriously. Today, this changes. From this point forward, you are someone who sees things through to the end. It doesn't matter how hard it is. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You started, and you will finish. The promise you make to yourself is now law. I finish what I start. The promise I make to myself is sacred. If I say I will do it, I do it. I am a person of integrity, discipline, and strength. I do not stop halfway through. These are the 10 new core beliefs, the 10 powerful pillars of your new reality. Each one is a transformative force, and together they form the unbreakable foundation of a winning identity. Now let's combine them into a single declaration. This will be your evening invocation. Not something religious, but a spiritual calling toward the deepest part of your soul, toward your highest self, toward the new version of you that you are creating. Listen and let these words flow through you. I am the creator of my own reality. My worth is absolute. I am open to abundance. I deserve deep love. My success is a blessing to the world. Failures teach me. My body is my temple. My boundaries are sacred. The universe is on side. I choose growth. I finish what I begin. One more time, slower, deeper. I am the creator of my own reality. My worth is absolute. I am open to abundance. I deserve deep love. My success is a blessing to the world. Failures teach me. My body is my temple. My boundaries are sacred. The universe is on my side. I choose growth. I finish what I begin. Feel how each of these words resonates in every cell of your body. They are not just sound, they are commands, direct instructions sent straight to your unconscious mind, and it is listening. It is recording. It is beginning right now to rebuild your reality from the ground up. Your body has now grown completely heavy. Your eyelids are heavy. Your breathing slow and deep. You are balanced right on that thin line between sleep and waking. This is the most perfect state. This is where your unconscious mind is most receptive. We move now into the next layer, working with inner images. As Carl Jung always emphasized, the unconscious does not speak in words, it speaks in images, in symbols, in archetypes, in feeling. Imagine yourself walking down a path inside a forest. The path is narrow but very clear. Tall trees rise on either side. Their branches meet overhead, forming a green tunnel. Sunlight filters down through the leaves in golden beams. The air is crisp, full of the scent of pine and earth. You walk calmly with measured steps. Each step is confident. The ground beneath your feet is soft. Somewhere high above you, you hear birds singing. You feel a gentle breeze against your face. This path is your own path. It is the road toward the new you, and with every step, you draw a little closer. A light appears up ahead. The forest opens up. You step into a clearing, and right at the center of that clearing stands a massive, ancient tree. Its trunk is thick. Its bark is carved with patterns that carry the marks of time. Its branches spread wide, casting a cool shade. This tree symbolizes your own inner strength, your unshakable resilience. Its roots reach deep into the earth, fed by a source that never runs dry. Its trunk has weathered storms and hurricanes and still stands firm. Its branches reach upward toward the sky, toward light, toward growth. Walk closer to the tree. Place your hand on its trunk. Feel that warmth, that pulse of life. This tree is alive, and it is passing its strength into you. Inside this visualization, close your eyes. Feel how that energy travels from the tree into your palm, from there up your arm, through your entire body, filling your chest, flowing down into your stomach, your legs, your feet. You are filling with the power of this ancient tree, the same power that has endured everything, that remains standing even as everything else changes. Now look up at the branches. One of them holds a piece of fruit, beautiful, ripe, glowing faintly from within. In front of you hangs the physical form of that biggest dream you've kept carefully hidden in the depths of your heart. Maybe you've even been afraid to say it out loud, afraid that speaking it might make it slip away. But now, reach out and take that fruit. It is warm, light, yet surprisingly full in your hands. You feel its reality, its solidness. This is not a mirage, not an illusion about to vanish into thin air. It is a real possibility that has taken form. Take a bite. The taste is incredible, sweet and full. This is the taste of your dream becoming real. Pull this feeling deep inside you. Memorize it down to its finest detail. Because very soon, this taste will become your constant companion. As your hunger is satisfied, you feel something shifting inside you. The seeds of this dream have been planted into your unconscious mind, like tiny jewels. They will absolutely sprout, grow, and bear abundant fruit. You step back onto the familiar path, but now you are different. Inside you lives the strength of that ancient tree and the seeds of your dreams. As you continue walking, the path beneath your feet widens, growing softer, lit by a gentle glow. Up ahead, a river appears, wide and still, its waters so clear and clean that you can see every smooth stone resting at the bottom. At the bank, there is a small dock, and right beside it, a boat. This river is a metaphor for that endless flow of life, the relentless current carrying you toward your own destiny. Most people exhaust themselves fighting against this current, trying to control every tiny detail. You, instead, are going to learn to move as one with the flow, to draw strength from it. Pick up the oars of the boat, push off gently from the shore. The boat glides over the water like oil. You row, but it requires no effort at all. The river seems to help you with its own hands, pushing you in the right direction. All around you, there is only the rhythmic sound of water and a peaceful silence broken only by your own breathing. You are completely inside this moment. The past stays behind on that shore you left. The future waits on the shore ahead that you're moving toward. But right now, there is only this moment. The boat, the river, and motion. This is exactly what life is, a series of present moments strung together one after another. And when you exist fully inside each one of these moments, life reaches a truly magical dimension. You draw closer to the opposite shore. Up ahead, a beautiful warm house appears, radiating peace all around it. This is the home of what Jung called individuation, your true self. The place where, without masks or pretense, you can be completely yourself. You dock the boat, step out, and walk toward the house. The door opens on its own, as if inviting you in. You cross the threshold. Inside, there is an indescribable warmth and brightness. Everything is exactly as you've always imagined it. This space was created by you, for you. Here, you are completely safe. Here, you are loved. Here, you are home. Right in the center of the room, a fireplace burns. The flames inside dance, casting soft shadows. Walk closer. Look into the flames. Images begin to appear within them. These are images of your future. You see yourself 1 year from now, happy, confident, living the life of your dreams. You watch moments of joy, moments of triumph, moments of deep fulfillment. This is not just a fantasy. It is a preview of what awaits you if you keep walking your own path. The images continue, one after another. Now you see the people who will enter your life, who will support you, who will become part of your story. They are smiling at you. They believe in you. They are waiting for you. The images shift once more. Now you see your own achievements, the projects you completed, the goals you reached, the value you added to this world. This is the legacy you are leaving behind. All of this is possible. All of this is real. All of this is waiting for you. There is only one thing required. Never give up. Keep going, day by day, step by step. You turn away from the fireplace. There is another door with a sign that reads, "Release Room." You open it and step inside. The room is completely empty. White walls, white floor, white ceiling. Right in the middle stands an old, worn chest. Walk over to it, lift the lid. Inside, there are no physical objects, but something else entirely. Your emotional burdens, old grudges, the pain of the past, regret, guilt, shame. All those heavy weights you've carried on your back for years. Take them out one by one. Look at each one. Acknowledge that it existed. Thank it for the lesson it taught you, and then release it. Let it dissolve into the air like smoke. That resentment toward the person who caused you pain. Thank you for teaching me to protect my boundaries. I release you. That regret over a wrong decision. Thank you for teaching me how to choose. I release you. That shame over past mistakes. Thank you for teaching me to forgive myself. I release you. That fear of the future. Thank you for reminding me to stay present. I release you. You take out all these burdens one by one and let them go. As the chest empties, you grow lighter. You feel an enormous weight lifting off your shoulders, your chest, your heart. Once the chest is completely empty, you close the lid and it vanishes entirely. It disappears because you no longer need it. You are free. You step out of the release room and return to the fireplace. You feel incredibly light, completely clean, renewed, as if you've shed an old skin and been reborn. As you sit facing the fire, watching the flames, you hear a quiet, wise voice coming from somewhere deep inside. This is the voice of that ancient sage living within you, the voice of your higher self that has always known the truth. The voice says, "You have traveled a very long road to get here. You've gone through so much pain, fear, doubt, but you didn't break. You are here, you are listening, you are ready to change, and I am proud of you." The road ahead won't always be easy. There will be moments you want to give up. There will be days when your old programs try to creep back in. But remember, you are never alone. I am always with you. Your inner strength, your wisdom, your love for yourself, all of it lives here, inside you. Come back to this house every night. Return to this fireplace. Here you can rest, renew, and remember who you truly are. And every morning, step out into the world as a warrior of light, as the creator of your own reality, as someone who knows their own worth and is not afraid to shine. I believe in you. I always have. Even in the moments you stopped believing in yourself, I kept believing. I am here. I remember. I know your strength. The voice slowly fades into silence. The fire in the fireplace settles. You sit there in this stillness, filled with deep peace. You have heard everything you needed to hear. You have understood everything you needed to understand. Slowly you rise. You step out of the house. Outside, the sky has already darkened, filled with stars. You look up and you understand that you too are part of this vast and perfect universe, and that you have your own place within it. You return to the boat, sit down, and begin rowing back. But this time, you are not returning to your old life. You are returning to begin a brand new one. The boat glides smoothly over the water, and the surface beneath you reflects the stars scattered across the night sky. You feel that you are part of this beauty, part of this harmony. Everything is right. Everything is exactly as it should be. You reach the shore, step out of the boat, and walk back along the path. But the path is lit differently now, gently glowing, and you can clearly see every step you take. There is no need to fear stumbling. Your way is lit. You return to where you began, to the edge of the forest, to that threshold between the inner world and the outer world, between imagination and reality. You take your final step. You cross that threshold and your eyes open. You are in your own bed, in your own room, in your own life. But you are not the same person who began this journey. Somewhere deep inside, something has shifted. Seeds have been planted. The process has begun. The transformation has been set into motion. Your body is completely relaxed. Your breathing slow and steady. You are ready for sleep, and this work will continue inside your dreams as well. Your unconscious mind will keep weaving those neural networks. It will keep reinforcing your new beliefs. It will keep fully integrating everything you have heard tonight. You will wake up tomorrow knowing you are a little stronger, a little more confident, a little more yourself. And you fall gently into sleep with that knowledge carrying you. Comment 222. I am exactly where I am meant to be, and everything is unfolding for my highest good right now. Write that exact phrase below, the number together with the words, because the part of you that just walked through that house by the fire already knows this is true. Feel how your shoulders have completely let go of every last trace of tension. Feel how your jaw has softened, how your hands rest open and unclenched. There is nothing left to hold on to right now, nothing left to defend. You are simply here, simply breathing, simply being. This is the state your unconscious mind has been waiting for all along. This total, unguarded openness. And it is using every second of it to lock in everything you have given it tonight. The tree, the river, the house, the fire, the chest you emptied. All of these images are no longer just pictures you imagined. They are now part of the architecture of your inner world, filed away exactly where your unconscious mind keeps its deepest truths. Tomorrow, you may not remember every single image in detail, and that is completely fine. The seeds do not need you to remember planting them in order to grow. A farmer does not dig up the soil every morning to check if the seed is still there. He trusts the process, waters it when needed, lets the sun and the earth do the rest. You are doing the exact same thing tonight. You are planting, and now you are simply going to trust, rest, and let the quiet, patient work of growth happen entirely on its own, beneath the surface, where you cannot see it, but where it is happening nonetheless. Sleep is approaching in waves now. You feel how gently your consciousness sways between reality and dream. This is a perfect state. Right on this border, your unconscious mind is at its most open, and the true magic of reprogramming happens exactly here. Do not resist this gentle swaying sensation. Let yourself fall into the arms of these waves. Sometimes you will hear every single word with total clarity. Sometimes the words will flow together like water, blending into one another. Both are correct. Both are serving your transformation. Now we are going to begin working with your inner dialogue. Did you know that the most important conversation in your life is the one you have with yourself? Not the one with your friends, your partner, or your colleagues, but that continuous stream of thought running endlessly through your mind. Most people are not even aware of what they say to themselves throughout the day. This dialogue runs on autopilot, and 90% of the time, it is negative. I messed up again. Why am I so stupid? I will never succeed. They will think I am strange. I am not good enough for this. Imagine having a friend who said these things to you every single day. Would you keep them around? Absolutely not. You would run as far from them as possible. But you cannot escape your own inner critic. It is always with you. The only way to silence it is to teach it to speak differently. This inner critic is not actually your enemy. It believes it is protecting you. Its logic is simple. If I criticize you first, then other people's criticism won't hurt as much. If I expect the worst, disappointment won't be as devastating. This is a defense mechanism born in childhood, made up of the parts of yourself that Jung called the shadow, the parts you suppressed. But you don't need this anymore. You are an adult now. You can protect yourself not by judging yourself mercilessly, but by offering yourself genuine inner support. Not with doubt, but with belief. Not with fear, but with love. Tonight, we begin retraining that inner critic, transforming it from an enemy into an ally, from a judge into a compassionate guide. Recall the last time your inner critic attacked you. Maybe you said something and immediately thought about how foolish it sounded. Maybe you looked in the mirror and heard that voice say, "You look terrible." Maybe you started something and that voice whispered in your ear, "You'll abandon this halfway through, just like always." Now imagine that voice has a physical body. What does it look like? Maybe a small, dark figure sitting on your shoulder. Maybe a shadow in the corner of the room. Maybe a reflection in a foggy mirror. Look at that shape, not with hatred, but with curiosity and understanding. This critic has been trying to protect you all these years in the only way it knew how. Now say to it, "Thank you for your service. You did your job well, but I am taking control now. I am going to show you a brand new way to protect me, with support instead of criticism, with belief instead of doubt, with compassion instead of fear." Watch what happens. That dark figure begins to brighten. That shadow slowly melts and dissolves. That foggy mirror clears. The critic undergoes a transformation right in front of your eyes. It is no longer a critic. It is now your inner wise advisor. Its voice is different now, softer yet stronger, supportive yet deeply honest. Instead of saying, "You messed up," it says, "That was a valuable lesson." Instead of saying, "You are not good enough," it says, "You are growing more every single day." Instead of saying, "You won't succeed," it says, "Let's try again. You know more now." This is your new inner voice, the voice of strength, the voice of support, the voice of truth. Whenever that old critic tries to come back, you will notice it, you will stop it, and you will consciously replace it with the voice of this new, wise guide. This takes practice, but within a few weeks, this new voice will become completely automatic. And that is when everything changes. Because when you speak empowering words to yourself, you act from that power. When you speak fearful words to yourself, you act from that fear. Your inner dialogue creates your own reality. Now let's create a few new phrases that will become your inner soundtrack. Phrases that will echo automatically in your mind throughout the day. The first phrase, "I can handle this." Simple, yet incredibly powerful. When you face a difficult situation, instead of panicking, you hear this voice, "I can handle this." Not that you will handle it perfectly, just that you know you can get through it. This removes the pressure of perfection and gives you the confidence to adapt to any situation. The second phrase, "This is only temporary." When you feel bad, when something hurts, when things get hard, this voice reminds you, this is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. Not pain, not difficulty, not failure. Everything passes, everything changes. You will endure this because it is only temporary. The third phrase, "I am learning." When you make a mistake, instead of thinking, "How stupid am I?" you hear this voice, I am learning. This completely shifts your perspective. You did not fail. You are in a learning process. And learning always requires making mistakes. Mistakes are a sign of growth, not weakness. The fourth phrase, I am enough right now. When doubts come knocking, when you feel like you should be better, smarter, more successful, this voice says, I am enough right now. Are you working on yourself? Yes. Are you growing? Yes. But your worth is not somewhere off in the future. It is here, in this exact moment. The fifth phrase, I choose love. When anger, resentment, or judgment rises inside you, this voice gently reminds you, I choose love. Not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve to live without that toxic resentment in your heart. Love is not weakness. It is the most powerful thing you can choose. These 5 phrases will become your steady anchors. Repeat them 3 times every morning. Write them on a piece of paper and stick it on your mirror, your refrigerator, your computer screen. Let your eyes see them until they are completely carved into your unconscious mind. I can handle this. This is only temporary. I am learning. I am enough right now. I choose love. Comment 333. My inner voice is now my greatest ally, and I choose it freely right now. Write that exact line below, because the words you repeat to yourself in the dark become the voice you wake up with in the light. Your breathing is slowing down even more, growing deeper. You are sinking into a state where the thin boundary between inside and outside dissolves completely. Here, everything is possible. Here, you can be whoever you want to be. Now we will talk about the power of affirmations in the present tense, because the unconscious mind does not understand future tense. When you say, I will become someone confident, it hears, I am currently someone insecure, but maybe one day. And that one day never actually arrives. But when you say, I am a confident person, even if it is not yet 100% true, your unconscious mind begins searching for ways to make this statement real. It changes your posture, your tone of voice, the actions you take. Slowly, that statement turns into truth. This is not lying or pretending. This is a programming technique. You tell your unconscious mind who you want to become, and it starts moving you toward that destination. Let's create the affirmations you will repeat every night before sleep. Listen to them now. Let them sink as deep as possible. I am at peace with myself. I accept my past as a lesson given to me. I live the present as a gift offered to me. I look at the future with countless possibilities. My body is healthy and strong. Every cell of mine works in harmony. I nourish myself with love and compassion. My mind is calm and clear. I am able to control my thoughts. I choose to focus only on what is good. Where others see obstacles, I see opportunities. My energy is always high and balanced. I wake up rested and renewed. I live the day with great enthusiasm. I fall asleep with gratitude. My relationships are filled with love. I attract people into my life who support me. I give love freely. I receive love with open arms. My career is growing. I do work that is meaningful. I am generously rewarded. I provide tremendous value to this world. My finances are solid and steadily growing. Money flows to me easily. I manage it wisely. I share it generously. My life is overflowing with joy. I can see the beauty hidden in the simplest things. I laugh often and genuinely. I experience life feeling it down to its depths. I am completely free from the past. I have released my grudges. I have forgiven myself and everyone else. I live in the present without those old burdens. I am the creator of my own destiny. My decisions shape my life. The steps I take create my own reality. I choose what is highest for me. Each one of these affirmations, spoken as you balance on that thin edge of sleep, is a seed planted in the most fertile soil your unconscious mind has to offer. These seeds will sprout. A week from now, you will see the first green shoots. A month from now, you will taste the first fruit. 3 months from now, you will gather a magnificent harvest. But only if you water these seeds every single night by repeating these words, believing them with your whole heart, and acting from that belief. Your body right now is so relaxed that you can barely feel its boundaries. It is as if you are dissolving into the vast emptiness around you. This is completely natural. This is the deep trance state. Just allow it to happen. Now we will work with the timeline of your life. This is an extremely powerful method. It allows you to rewrite the emotional weight sitting on your past and to program the future you desire. Imagine a long line stretching out in front of you. This line begins on the left in the distant past, runs through the present at the center, and stretches out to the right into the distant future. This is the timeline of your life. You are standing right at this present moment. Turn and look to the left toward the past. All the years you have lived, the good and the bad events, all the people you have met, every old version of yourself you have ever been. Look at this line not with pain or regret, but only with gratitude. Every single point on this line brought you to exactly this moment you stand in now. Without all those experiences, you could never have been ready for this moment. You needed every joy and every pain to be able to be here. Now find a point on that line that still aches, still hurts. Don't dive into that pain, just mark the point. Do you see it? It looks darker than the others. There is stuck energy there, unresolved emotion. Walk toward that point in your mind. Look at that old version of yourself who is suffering there. Say to them, I understand you. I am truly sorry you went through so much pain. But you made it through. You survived this, and because of you, I am here right now. Thank you. You can rest now. I will take it from here. Wrap that old version of yourself in your arms. Feel how they relax in your embrace, how that pain slowly dissolves, how that dark point begins to glow as bright as the others. You have healed that moment. You did not erase it, you did not forget it, but you completely transformed the meaning it carries. It is no longer a wound. It is a healed scar, a badge of how strong you were to survive. There may be other painful points on your timeline. Do the same for each one. Approach, understand, embrace, heal. Take your time. Use as much time as you need. When you are finished, the left side of your timeline will be bright from end to end, clean and fully integrated. Your past is no longer a weight on your back. It is your foundation, your wisdom, your strength. Now turn to the right, toward the future. This part of the line has not been written yet. It sparkles with possibilities, thousands of potential paths, thousands of different versions of who you could become. But one path shines far brighter than the others. This is the path toward your highest potential, the path you will transform into if you make the right choices. Walk along this bright path. Look at the points along its edges. These are your future achievements. Here is the point 1 month from now. You have already visibly changed. People can feel the difference in you. You also feel that difference inside, that surging energy, that clarity, that unshakable confidence. Here is the point 3 months from now. One of your goals has already come true. Maybe it's a new job, maybe a new relationship, maybe a financial leap. You are celebrating this. You are proud of yourself, and this is only the beginning. Here is the point 6 months from now. You have completely transformed. Looking back, you don't even recognize the person you used to be. How did I ever live like that? You ask yourself. How did I value myself so little? Now you know your own strength, and that knowledge can never be erased. Here is the point 1 year from now. You are living the life you dreamed of. Not a perfectly flawless life, of course. There are still obstacles to overcome, but you meet them so differently now, with deep confidence, with inner joy, because you know that every challenge that comes your way is an opportunity that will make you even stronger. Here is the point 5 years from now. You look back at the road you walked and you are amazed. How much you have grown. How many lives you have touched. What kind of legacy are you leaving behind? Knowing your purpose, adding meaning to your life, you live with that deep sense of fulfillment. All of these points already exist as potential. They are waiting for you to walk toward them. Your decisions, your steps, your belief, these are what move you along this bright path, or push you toward dimmer ones instead. The choice is entirely yours. Every day, every moment, which path are you choosing? Return now to your present point. Stand there firmly. You have seen your past and you have healed it. You have seen your future and you have chosen it. Now you are here, in the only place where you truly hold real power, the present moment. What will you do tomorrow to take just one step on that bright path? It doesn't have to be huge, just one step in the right direction. Maybe you will wake up 15 minutes early and turn inward. Maybe you will call that person you've been afraid to talk to. Maybe you will finally start that task you keep putting off. Maybe you will simply say to yourself when you wake up, "Today I am living as the best version of myself." Just one step is all that is required, because one step leads to the next, and hundreds of steps carry you into a massive transformation. The timeline gently fades, dissolving away. You return to your own body, your own bed, this very night. But you carry the ancient wisdom of this journey with you, and that wisdom will stay with you forever. Your breathing has now slowed completely, deep, rhythmic, just like the breath of a newborn baby. There is an absolute trust in life, an absolute relaxation, a state of total openness. We are approaching the end of this part, but the process will not end when you fall asleep. In fact, it will grow even stronger. During sleep, your unconscious mind continues working. It classifies information, strengthens new neural networks, integrates new programs. The dreams that visit you tonight may seem unusual. Maybe they will be filled with symbols. Maybe they will surprise you with their vividness and emotional intensity. And this is completely natural. Dreams like this are the clearest proof that deep transformations are stirring inside you. Don't try to analyze every detail to decode their meaning. Let them remain as the natural messages your unconscious mind is sending you. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, the first thing you need to do is repeat those 3 affirmations, either silently or out loud. I deserve success, love, and respect. Fear is the compass that shows me my path of growth. I choose discipline over motivation. Repeat each of these out loud 3 times if you can. This will activate the seeds planted last night, tuning you into the right frequency for the entire day ahead. Then get up, drink a glass of water, step in front of the mirror and offer the person you see there a warm smile, because that person is truly a hero. Despite their fear, their doubts, those familiar yet quietly rotting old habits, they are doing something incredibly brave by choosing to change. You deserve pride. You deserve respect. You deserve every bright thing that can possibly enter your life. The waves of sleep are growing deeper now, and you have less and less control over how carefully you are listening, or how deeply you have drifted off. But that doesn't matter at all. The words will reach you regardless. They will penetrate to the deepest place where your patterns live, the place they need to go. Now we will turn toward your anchors. Anchors are triggers that can instantly shift your inner state. Anchors like this already exist inside you, but unfortunately, many of them work against you. Think about how a certain melody can carry you back to a painful memory, how a familiar scent can stir up anxiety, how a certain place can awaken old fears. But if anchors can summon negative states, they can just as easily summon positive ones. You can create the trigger yourself that instantly carries you into confidence, calm, or inner strength. Professional athletes use this principle constantly. That specific gesture before stepping onto the field, that particular breathing pattern before the start. These are not simple superstitions. They are the subtle mechanics of neurobiology made visible. So, let's create your own anchor of power. Recall the moment in your life when you felt the absolute peak of your own confidence. Maybe it was a tiny achievement nobody else even knew about. Or maybe it was that singular moment when you faced something you were deeply afraid of and did it anyway. The moment you overcame your fear. Find that moment. Dive completely into it. Don't just remember it. Relive it as though you are there again, seeing everything through your own eyes once more. What did you see? What sounds were around you? What feelings accompanied that confidence in your body, in your chest, in your stomach? Exactly where did you feel it? Amplify this feeling. Make it brighter, stronger, bigger. Let it spread through your entire body, from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. You are completely inside this state, this absolute confidence. Now, at the very peak of this feeling, make a distinct gesture. This could be clenching your right fist, touching your thumb to your index finger, or placing your hand over your heart. Choose whatever feels most natural to you and perform this gesture exactly when your confidence is at its highest point. Then release the gesture. Step out of that memory. Now repeat the same gesture. Do you feel it? Confidence is returning. Maybe not as intensely as the first time, but it is there. It is working. Practice this exercise every day. Return to that memory. Amplify that feeling. Perform that gesture. A week from now, your anchor will be so strong that a single gesture will instantly shift you into that frequency of confidence in any situation. Before an important meeting, before a difficult conversation, the moment fear starts to rise, you will perform that gesture, and confidence will answer back. This is your secret button, your superpower. No one else knows about it, but it is always with you. Now, let's create one more anchor, the peace anchor. Recall a moment of absolute stillness, maybe out in nature, by the water, in the mountains, or inside a forest. A moment of complete harmony where there was no room for worry, no rushing, no expectations, just you and that single moment. Enter that memory. Look around. Listen. Feel. Your breathing slows. Your shoulders drop. Your face softens. Peace flows through your veins like a warm wave. Amplify this feeling. Let the peace grow deeper, quieter, fuller. You dissolve into it, You become that peace. Now, create a different gesture for this state. Maybe placing both hands over your stomach or touching your earlobe. Choose something different from the first gesture and perform it at the very peak of that peace. This is your peace anchor. When anxiety takes hold of you, when the world feels too loud, too fast, you will perform this gesture and peace will return. The quiet refuge inside you that never truly disappears, only sometimes gets forgotten. Two anchors, confidence and peace. Two powerful tools capable of transforming your entire life from top to bottom. Practice them, strengthen them, use them. They now belong to you forever. Your breathing deepens further still. You are sinking into layers of consciousness you weren't even aware existed. Into the layers where ancient programs, survival codes, are stored. Programs born thousands of years ago when your ancestors lived in caves and feared saber-toothed tigers. These codes are still active. They see threats even in places where no danger actually exists. They treat public speaking like a mortal threat, rejection like exile from the tribe, and failure like inevitable death. But you are not in a cave. You don't have to fight for survival every single day. You are safe. These ancient codes need an update. They need to understand that the world has changed. Those fears that once served a purpose now only limit you. Imagine a staircase descending into the dark depths of your unconscious mind. Each step takes you further down, further into the depths of the past, into those ancient layers. Count the steps. 10. You are going down. 9. The surroundings darken. 8. But you feel no fear at all. 7. You know this path. 6. You have been here before. 5. In your dreams. 4. In your forgotten memories. 3. You are almost there. 2. One more step. 1. You have arrived. In front of you stands a dark, ancient cave. Deep inside, a fire flickers. You walk in. The walls of the cave are covered with primitive drawings. Hunting, the tribe, survival. By the fire sits an old figure wrapped in animal hides. This is your inner guardian, that archaic part of you that is always alert, always scanning for danger. The part that has never been able to find peace. It lifts its head and looks at you. There is an immense exhaustion in its eyes. For thousands of years it protected you. It warned you of danger. It kept you safe. But the price of that safety was your freedom. Sit beside it near the fire. Look into its eyes and say, "Thank you. You served me well. You served my ancestors well. Because of you, we survived. Because of you, I am here." It nods, listening to you. Continue. But the times have changed now. Those dangers you protected us from no longer exist. There are no more saber-toothed tigers. Being cast out from the tribe no longer means death. I can make mistakes and still survive. I can be rejected and still remain whole. The world has changed. It looks at you. Slowly, it begins to understand. I am not asking you to leave, you tell it. I am only asking you to evolve. Be my guardian, not by constantly generating anxiety, but with wise attentiveness. Not with that paralyzing fear, but with healthy caution. Protect me from real dangers, but let me take risks. Let me grow. Let me try new things. The figure slowly rises. The hides covering it fall away, and modern clothing appears beneath. Its face grows younger. That exhaustion dissolves and disappears. It is no longer an ancient guard. It is now a wise advisor. It extends its hand. You shake it. The agreement is made, an entirely new contract. It will protect you in a completely new way now. You will listen to it in a completely new way, too. Its voice carries both ancient and modern tones as it speaks. Go live. Take risks. Grow. I will always be by your side, but I will no longer stop you with fear. I will support you with love. You embrace it. You feel something inside you finally loosening, releasing. That ancient tension you've carried your whole life without even realizing it finally sets you free. You climb out of the cave, back up the stairs. You are above ground again. Something fundamental has changed. You feel it, even if you cannot explain it. Fear is no longer your master. It has become your advisor. And this changes absolutely everything. Your body is now completely still. Your breathing is barely noticeable. You are at the edge of a deep sleep, but a part of you is still listening. That wisest part of you, the part that knows exactly how important these words are. Now, let's talk about your values. Most people live their lives according to values imposed on them by others. Society dictates that success is money, that status is power. Family dictates that happiness is security, that everything staying the same is what matters. Advertisements whisper that satisfaction is consumption, and you try to live up to these values. You chase money even when it never makes you happy. You cling to that suffocating security even while your soul craves adventure. You buy things that don't make you happy, and then you wonder why you feel unfulfilled. As if you have everything, yet none of it brings you any satisfaction. Because these are not your own values. They are someone else's values. Your true values live deep in your heart. They belong entirely to you. No one else has that exact same combination. And only when you live according to your true values does life take on real meaning? Let's find your own values. Ask yourself this question. When do I feel most alive, most genuine, completely present in this moment? Maybe it is when you are creating something. Then creativity is one of your core values. Maybe it is when you are helping someone. Then service is your value. Maybe it is when you are learning something new. Then growth is your value. Find the 5 moments in your life when you felt most alive. What connects these moments? What common theme runs through all of them? These are your true values, not what you were told to value, but what resonates directly with your own soul. Once you know your own values, decision-making becomes far easier. Every choice that aligns with your values is right. Every choice that doesn't is wrong. It really is that simple. Someone whose core value is creativity should not work in a stifling office, even for a high salary, because they will slowly wither away there. Someone whose value is freedom should not stay trapped in a suffocating relationship, no matter how good the other person might be, because they will feel like they cannot breathe. Knowing your values is your compass. Whenever you feel lost, whenever you don't know what to do, look at this compass. Which option aligns more with your values? Walk toward that one. Tomorrow, when you wake up, give yourself 15 minutes for this. Take a piece of paper and write at the top, "My true values." Don't overthink it. Write down whatever comes to mind first. The first words are always the truest ones. Then look at your life through the lens of these values. How much of your time is actually lived in alignment with them? 50%? 20? 5? Every percentage you add will make your life that much more meaningful. The goal is not total alignment. That's impossible. You have responsibilities, you have bills to pay, but it is entirely within your power to keep increasing that alignment. Slowly, step by step, replace a meaningless routine with one that resonates with your values. Spend time creating something instead of scrolling. Confront yourself instead of staying in a relationship that poisons you. Take the first step toward work you love instead of drowning in a job you hate. Slowly but surely, your life will transform from mere survival into a real, full life. From emptiness into fullness. You are sinking into an even deeper sleep now. The words are becoming part of this dream. Where does my voice end, and where do your own thoughts begin? You can no longer tell, and this is the perfect state. Here, the line between you and me disappears, and that wisdom flows freely, without any obstruction. Now we are going to work with the child living inside you, not as an abstract concept, but as the most real part of your mind. Inside every adult lives that child they once were, carrying all their wounds, all their needs, all their dreams. Most people ignore this inner child or try to silence it completely.
Adults don't cry. Adults aren't afraid. Adults don't dream the impossible, they say. And so that child retreats somewhere deep inside, hides away, but never truly disappears. It simply starts sabotaging you from within. When you suddenly feel an emotion completely out of proportion to the situation, it is often that inner child speaking. A tiny discomfort becomes a massive sadness. A small disagreement becomes a full panic, because to that child inside you, these are not small things at all. They are exactly as enormous as they felt back in childhood. Can you face that child? Picture yourself at 5 or 6 years old. Pick whatever age comes to mind first. Where are you? In which room? In which house? Look at that child's face and eyes. What do you see? Joy or sadness? Fear or loneliness? Lower yourself to their level. Sit right beside them and look into their eyes. This child has been waiting for you their entire life, waiting for the adult version of you to finally come and truly see them. Ask them what they need. Just listen. Don't rush. They might not answer in words, only in feelings. Maybe they simply need a hug. Maybe they need to hear that they are okay, that they are good enough. Maybe they only need you to be there with them. Give them whatever they need. Hold them tightly if that's what's needed. Say the words they have never heard before today. I see you. I hear you. You matter so much. You are loved. I will never leave you again. Wherever I go, you are coming with me. I will protect you. I will let you play. I will take your feelings seriously. Feel how that child relaxes, how all that tension flows out of their small body. Finally safe, finally seen, finally loved. Take their hand and say, "Let's go. We are going to spend the rest of our lives together," and start walking. Where to? Toward the light, toward the future, toward that brand new life where both of you belong. From this moment forward, whenever you make a decision, ask that inner child how they feel about it. Their feelings matter. They shouldn't be the only one making the decision, but they matter. When the adult inside you and that child work together in harmony, you become so much more whole, so much wiser, so much more natural, both responsible and joyful, both deeply strong and deeply gentle, all at once. Your breathing has nearly stopped completely. In that space of stillness lives eternity. Here there is no past, no future, only this vast, endless present moment. Let's talk about your defense mechanisms now, the strategies you developed to cope with pain. Some bury themselves in work, staying busy until they no longer have to feel anything. Some take refuge in relationships, losing themselves inside another person to avoid facing their own self. Some escape into pleasure, food, entertainment, shopping, anything that fills that emptiness inside them. These mechanisms are not bad.
They helped you survive. They kept you moving forward through moments when the pain felt unbearable. But the very things that helped you survive can sometimes prevent you from truly living. Working until exhaustion might build a career, but it destroys the body. Dependency might give you closeness, but it costs you your identity. Escaping into temporary pleasures might offer a moment of relief, but it creates entirely new problems. It is time now to evolve these defense mechanisms, not to abandon them entirely, but to evolve them. Learning balanced, healthy productivity instead of burying yourself in work. Learning to support one another instead of dependency. Learning to sit inside discomfort instead of escaping into pleasure. This doesn't mean you will never work hard again. Sometimes that's necessary. This is about awareness. Are you working because the project genuinely matters, or because you're running from your feelings? The difference lies in intention. This doesn't mean you can never relax again either. This is simply about observation. Are you eating that dessert because you truly want it, or because you're suppressing your anxiety? The first is completely normal. The second is a signal worth paying attention to. When you feel the urge to reach for a defense mechanism, pause. Ask yourself, what exactly am I running from right now? Name that feeling. Sadness, fear, anger, or loneliness. Simply naming it already brings relief. Then ask, can I sit with this feeling for 5 minutes without running from it, without trying to fix it? Just let it be there. Emotions are like waves. They rise, they peak, and then they fall. If you don't resist them, they pass within a few minutes. But if you run from them, they won't leave you alone. Unfelt emotions don't disappear. They build up inside, create pressure, and eventually erupt. Or they seep into depression, anxiety, or physical discomfort. Being healthy doesn't mean the absence of pain. Health is the ability to feel that pain without shattering. It is resilience, the ability to sway with life's waves instead of breaking apart at the first storm. You have almost completely dissolved into your dreams. Only that thin thread of your awareness still connects you to these words, and that is enough. Your unconscious mind is listening. Your unconscious mind is recording and transforming. Now, let's talk about your own singular uniqueness. There are 8 billion people living in this world. Not one of them is exactly like you. Your genes, your experiences, your thoughts and feelings combine into something absolutely unique to you. There has never been another you before, and there will never be another after. This isn't just a nice thing to say. This is a mathematical fact. The probability of existing exactly as you are right now is practically 0. And despite that, here you are. What does this mean? Your existence is not some random accident or mistake. It took the universe 14 billion years of evolution just to be able to create you. Every star that exploded, every molecule that merged, every living thing that survived long enough to pass on its genes, All of it was preparation for you being here. You carry something inside you that no one else has, your unique perspective, your irreplaceable voice, your singular contribution. This is exactly what the world needs. It doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs you, in your most authentic and real form. How tragic that most people spend their entire lives stubbornly trying to become someone else. They struggle to be more successful, more attractive, more confident. And in that endless pursuit of someone else's ideal, they lose the one thing that actually made them valuable, their own unique individuality. Picture a garden where every flower decided to become a rose. Can you imagine how much beauty we would lose? Those delicate lilies, the colorful tulips, the unassuming yet beautiful daisies, the exotic orchids, all of it would vanish. That magnificent diversity of nature, all of its color and scent, would disappear entirely. The same is true for people. When you try to imitate someone else, the world loses you. And trust me, your place can never be filled by anyone else. Your greatest responsibility is not becoming a better version of someone else. Your responsibility is to fully reveal yourself, to develop the talents you were born with, to express your truth sincerely, and to offer the world the one contribution only you can give. This is not selfishness. Quite the opposite. This is the deepest responsibility there is. You were given a set of qualities and abilities that belong to no one else. Not using them is throwing away that enormous gift you were given. It is a betrayal of your own potential. It is depriving the world of the beauty only you could offer it. So what is your unique gift? You might not be fully aware of it yet, but there are clues all around you. What comes easily to you while others struggle enormously? What work makes you lose track of time completely, absorbed in the process? What do people thank you for most often? Pay attention to these signs, follow them, develop them, and share them with the world. The world is waiting for this gift of yours. Maybe not the whole world, maybe just a handful of people. But for those few people, the gift you offer could be the turning point that changes their entire life. And that alone is more than enough. You don't have to impact millions. Sometimes touching just a few souls is worth everything. This is the ripple effect itself. You touch one person and they change. They go on to influence someone else, who influences another, and your small touch spreads outward in unpredictable ways you may never even witness. But it all begins with the decision to look like exactly who you are, without apologizing, without shrinking yourself so others feel more comfortable. Simply being fully yourself. Your own inner light is not a threat to those around you. Quite the opposite. It is permission for them to let their own light shine too. Your body right now is so relaxed that the boundaries between you and your surroundings are practically dissolving. You are becoming part of that infinite emptiness that embraces everything that exists. This is your true nature, not that small, frightened ego struggling to survive, but a boundless awareness curiously observing the game of life itself. The final subject of this part is your own mortality. I won't lie to you. This is a rather uncomfortable topic. Most people prefer to run from the idea of death, as if pretending it doesn't exist will somehow make it less real. But death is the most real thing in this world. It is the one absolute guarantee. You will die. I will die. Everyone you know will eventually leave this world. At first, this might sound dark, even depressing. But in truth, this knowledge is one of the most liberating things there is. When you fully accept your own mortality, your priorities in life become crystal clear. Small things lose all their weight. What other people think of you loses its power over you. The fear of failure fades away, because in the bigger picture, everything we experience is temporary. Where you are headed is a state of absolute existence. Remembering that you will die one day is the most powerful tool you have when making big, important decisions, because this sense of finiteness gives you an incredible sense of urgency. Not waiting for some other time to take action, removing the phrase someday from your vocabulary, and understanding that everything needs to happen right now. If you found out you only had 5 years left to live, what would you do differently starting today? Who would you spend that precious time with? What would you focus your work on? What would you stop caring about completely? And now ask yourself the hardest question of all. Why aren't you doing these things right now? What is stopping you? Fear? Guilt? Other people's expectations? All of these will dissolve into smoke in the face of inevitable death. So why are you letting them hold power over you right now? Live as though your time is genuinely limited, because it truly is. You don't know how much time you've been given. No one does. Maybe tomorrow never comes. The only thing guaranteed is this moment. This is not a call to live recklessly or thoughtlessly. Quite the opposite. It is a call to live with full consciousness and purpose. Every morning, ask yourself, if this were my last day, would I be living it exactly like this? If the answer is no, then it's time to change something. Death is not an enemy. Death is a deeply wise teacher. It shows you with absolute clarity what truly matters. It strips away everything insignificant and reminds us that we need to truly live while we're alive. And within that acceptance of our own finiteness, there is a strange and very deep comfort. Your mistakes will not last forever. Your pain will not last forever. The struggles you're facing right now will not last forever either. Everything comes and goes, and inside this passing, inside this constant transformation, there lives a very particular kind of beauty. Nothing is eternal. Everything flows. Everything transforms. And you too are an inseparable part of this magnificent flow, born from stardust and destined to return to it. And that single moment of awareness suspended between those 2 points is priceless. Use it wisely. Live your life to the very fullest. Love deeply. Create fearlessly. And when it is time to go, leave nothing unlived. Sleep is now wrapping itself completely around you, like a warm, safe, healing blanket. Inside this sleep, that important work continues. The deep reorganization of your neural networks, the integration of new programs, the complete release from those old, worn-out chains. When you wake up in the morning, you may not remember every word you heard, word for word, but that doesn't matter at all. The seeds have been planted deep, and when their time comes, every single one of them will sprout. You won't feel these changes right away. Maybe a few days from now, you'll notice a greater sense of clarity inside you. A week from now, you'll notice you trust yourself more. And a month from now, looking back, you won't even believe how much you've changed. But all of this transformation begins right here, right now, tonight, in this silence, in this sacred space between sleep and waking, where everything becomes possible. As you breathe, the ocean of sleep keeps growing deeper, down to that place where even light barely reaches, where an absolute silence reigns, where every word passes through the waters of your unconscious mind and becomes a vibration. There is no room for resistance here, only complete acceptance and an enormous transformation. Sometimes your inner world feels torn apart by endless conflicts between its different parts. One side of you craves risk, while another clings to safety. One side longs for closeness, while another fears getting hurt. One side dreams enormous dreams, while another shrinks back from standing out, from drawing attention. These inner conflicts drain your energy in an extraordinary way, like two armies locked in an endless war. Each one pulls you in its own direction, and you get stuck right in the middle, unable to take even a single step forward because both sides are pulling you apart. But what if these parts aren't actually your enemies? What if each one, in its own way, is simply trying to protect you? The part of you seeking safety has never forgotten the pain of past wounds, and it whispers, "Please, let's just stay here." Everything is familiar. Everything is predictable. The part of you craving risk remembers the thrill of growth so vividly, and it insists, "Please, let's go to that place where new things are possible." Both of these parts are right. Both are deeply valuable to you. Conflict erupts only when you believe you must choose one and destroy the other. But real power lies in the art of giving each of these parts a seat at that great table, in the ability to bring them all together in harmony. Picture inside you a council of archetypes, the very kind Carl Jung wrote about, a round table where all your different parts are seated. The dreamer, the logical one, the child, the parent, the warrior, the healer. All of these are you, and every single one has a voice worth hearing. When you need to make a decision, gather this counsel. Let every part speak its mind. Don't silence them. Don't judge them. Just listen. The dreamer will say, "This is an incredibly exciting opportunity." The logical one will immediately add, "But how exactly will we fund this?" Warrior will charge forward with courage, saying, "We will overcome every obstacle in our way." And the healer will caution, But will this exhaust us completely? When you hear all of these voices without silencing any single one of them, you become capable of making a decision that synthesizes their collective wisdom. A decision that honors your dreams, your logic, your courage, and your compassion for yourself all at once. This isn't some forced compromise that leaves no one satisfied. This is a genuine synthesis where every part serves that greater whole, that highest good. When the parts inside you work in harmony instead of warring against each other, an enormous amount of energy is released. Your inner armies stop fighting and start building together instead, and everything you once called impossible begins happening quite naturally. Let's talk now about your relationship with uncertainty. Many of us hate it deeply. We want to know for certain exactly what will happen, how things will turn out. We crave guarantees, security, and control. And when life refuses to offer those guarantees, we become paralyzed by anxiety. But here is the truth. Uncertainty is the only real reality there is. No one can know what will happen an hour from now, a day from now, a year from now. No one. Every plan you make is simply a story you tell yourself about the future. Reality may show up in a completely different form altogether. The most successful people in life are not the ones who eliminated uncertainty. They are the ones who learned to dance with it. They understand that control is largely an illusion, and they have come to terms with the fact that the only thing they can truly control is how they respond to whatever happens to them. This isn't passive resignation. This is flexibility. You make plans, but you understand they might change. You make choices, but you know the outcomes are never fully predictable. You keep moving forward without knowing exactly where you're headed, and you find your real strength precisely inside that walk itself. Picture yourself as a surfer. You cannot control the waves. They come on their own terms, in their own time, big or small, calm or stormy. Your power is not in stopping those waves. Your power is in riding them, staying balanced, and harnessing their force. Life works exactly the same way. Waves come, changes, losses, surprises, and crises. You cannot stop them, but you can learn to ride them. And that is exactly when uncertainty stops being your enemy. It becomes a thrilling, magnificent adventure instead. Every morning when you open your eyes, instead of thinking, "What if something goes wrong?" ask instead, "I wonder what today will bring me." Replace fear with openness. Replace anxiety with curiosity. This isn't naivety. This is the highest wisdom there is, the wisdom of accepting what you cannot change. You sink even deeper now. The words have become part of your very being. They are not coming from outside, they are inside you. They have always been there, simply waiting for the moment you would finally listen to them. Let's talk now about your dependence on other people's approval. Most people live like puppets pulled by the strings of other people's opinions. They make choices based not on their own deepest desires, but out of fear of what others might think. They wear different masks depending on their environment, different at home, different at work, completely different with their friends. And over time, they even forget what their true face actually looks like. This is an ancient instinct. Belonging to the tribe meant survival. Being cast out meant inevitable death. And this is why your unconscious mind still screams at you to make everyone like you, to fit in, to never stand out. But the price of all this conforming is the complete loss of your own self, your own true identity. You become perfect to everyone around you, while inside you feel completely empty. A collection of other people's expectations, a living illusion. Freedom comes the moment you recognize one simple truth. It is impossible to make everyone like you. Even if you were flawless, even if you were an absolute angel, someone would still find something to criticize. And that criticism has nothing to do with you at all. It is about their own wounds, their own projections, their own unresolved inner conflicts. Once you understand this, the poisoned sting of criticism completely loses its power. If someone isn't happy with you, that is completely normal. You do not have to please everyone. You cannot please everyone, even if you tried. Your only real responsibility is to stay in harmony with your own self, to live according to your own values, and to honor your own truth. And here is the most interesting part. The moment you stop trying to please everyone, you begin attracting people who resonate not with your mask, but with your true self. And those relationships become far deeper, far more real, and far more nourishing than anything built on pretense ever could be. Let go of the need for approval. As you walk your own path, not everyone will applaud you. Some will criticize, some will turn their backs, and that is the price of your own freedom. A price that is absolutely worth paying. Your body has completely dissolved into the vast emptiness of sleep. There are no boundaries left now, no separations. You are simply united with everything that exists. Now, we will work with your sense of gratitude, not the surface-level thank you offered for a meal, but the deep and sincere gratitude felt toward existence itself, toward the miracle of awareness, toward the privilege of experiencing this life at all. Gratitude is not just a pleasant feeling. It is a transformative, enormous force. Science has repeatedly proven that people who practice gratitude every day are significantly happier, healthier, and far more resilient against stress. Why is this true? Because gratitude completely shifts where your attention goes. The human mind is naturally wired to search for problems. This is part of its survival mechanism. It constantly scans the environment for threats, focuses on whatever is going wrong. This is wonderful for survival, but terrible for actually thriving and feeling happy. Gratitude is exactly what rewires this scanner. Instead of searching for what's missing or wrong, you begin noticing what is already wonderful, and your reality changes completely. Not because your circumstances changed, but because the filter through which you view the world has changed. Right now, even this deep into sleep, you can feel grateful for the bed beneath you, for the roof above your head, for the breath moving in and out of you without any effort, for your heart beating without your command, and for the peace you feel in this exact moment. Think of the people in your life. Like everything, they are not perfect, of course, but when you silently thank them, something shifts. Old grudges soften, nerves settle. The love between you grows. Think of the unique opportunities you have been given, the chance to learn, to grow, to choose, to change. Throughout history, millions of people never had the chance you have right now. You are living in a truly special time, full of opportunities unlike any other, and that is a genuine privilege. Think of your body, imperfect, aging, yet still working tirelessly despite everything, carrying you through this entire life. Right now, what enormous miracles are happening inside it? Billions of cells cooperating with each other, systems coordinating seamlessly. That life continuing on without any conscious effort from you at all. Gratitude toward your body changes your entire relationship with it, from criticism to compassion, from resentment to pure love. And your body, feeling that gratitude directed toward it, blossoms in return. Every morning, before you even get out of bed, count 3 things you are grateful for. Just 3. No more, no less. This takes only 30 seconds, but those 30 seconds are powerful enough to reprogram your entire day. Every night before sleep, 3 more. The most beautiful moments of the day, small joys, quiet miracles. If you train your unconscious mind to always search for what's good, it will find good everywhere it looks. You drift now in infinity. There is no longer up or down. There is only this vast, boundless space where everything emerges and dissolves back into it. Let's talk now about the power of letting go. People hold tightly onto relationships that have already died, jobs that suffocate their own souls, possessions that bring them no benefit at all, old grudges that poison their lives, and outdated versions of themselves they have already outgrown completely. This clinging comes from fear, fear of loss, fear of emptiness, fear of the unknown. Holding on to familiar pain, even when it hurts, feels easier than stepping toward the unfamiliar. But clinging creates stagnation, like a house filled with junk. There is no room left, no air, no movement, only the immense weight of everything you've accumulated. Letting go does not mean giving up or losing. It means becoming completely free. You free your hands so you can catch something entirely new. You make space so something fresh can enter your life. You release yourself from the prison of your past. What are you still holding on to? What is it time to let go of now? That relationship that no longer nourishes you? That job that is slowly killing your soul? That anger you carry toward the person who hurt you? That guilt over your past mistakes? Or maybe that old version of yourself who simply doesn't exist anymore. Imagine holding it physically in your hands. Feel its weight, how cold, how uncomfortable it is. You have carried it for so long that your hands have grown completely exhausted. You forgot you could even put it down. Now imagine slowly opening your fingers, one by one. Thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. There, it falls, drifts away, dissolves completely. Your hands are free now, light and full of life. Feel that enormous relief, that new space, those brand new possibilities opening up in front of you. Letting go is not something that happens just once. It is a practice. Sometimes you need to release the same thing 100 times before it truly leaves you. And that is completely natural. Every single time you release it, you grow a little lighter. And here is the most interesting part. Sometimes, when you let go with complete and total acceptance, those things return to you in a new form. Relationships heal. Opportunities multiply. But only when you release them fully, without manipulation, without expectation, with genuine and total surrender. This is what true letting go really means. Now we approach the final subject of this entire journey, your courage to begin. Not tomorrow, not on Monday, not when the perfect conditions finally align, but right now, exactly where you are, with whatever you currently have. People constantly postpone starting, always waiting to feel ready. I'll start once I have confidence. I'll start once I have the money. I'll start once circumstances improve. This is a trap, because that perfect moment will never come. Because such a moment has never actually existed. The only moment you ever truly have is right now. And yes, it is imperfect. You are imperfect too. Circumstances are imperfect. And this imperfection itself is precisely what makes everything perfect. Because you never need to be flawless in order to begin. The only thing required to take that step, despite every imperfection, is simple willingness. Every extraordinary project this world has ever seen began with that first, imperfect step. Every great master was once a clumsy beginner. Every journey began with a single, trembling step into the unknown. You think you need to see the entire road before you take that first step. But the road only reveals itself as you walk it. You only ever see the next step. You take it, and then the next one reveals itself. And that is exactly how even the longest roads are eventually crossed, one single step at a time. Comment 999. I release everything I no longer need, and I welcome the new beginning unfolding within me right now. Write that exact line below, both the number and the words, because completion and beginning are the same breath. And tonight you are breathing both at once. The seeds have been planted tonight. By morning, they will already be sprouting. And when you open your eyes, you will feel that something inside you has changed. Not loudly, but quietly and truly. Trust this feeling. Follow it. This is your own essence, awakening after a long, long sleep. And now that you have finally heard its call, there is no turning back. Only forward, toward the life you were born to live, toward becoming who you were born to be. You deserve love. You deserve success. You deserve happiness. This is not a claim you need to prove. This is the truth of your existence, and nothing can ever take it from you. Fear is no longer your master. It is your advisor. Your past does not define your future. Every breath is another chance to choose differently.